I want to start off talking a little bit about this Seahawks season they just had. As you know, at the start of the season, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks offense were pretty much all anyone could talk about. And it appeared to crater in the second half of the season. Did you notice anything being off about the offense and why this team looked so flat in the wild card game in the last half of the season?
You know, football is one of those interesting things. Like, you don't know, the regular fan doesn't know who's really beat up, who's hurt, who's not hurt. And the coaches are scheming plans and game plans around what they actually have. And so to me, it just looked like Seattle was a little more beat up than what everybody else knew. And you know, you lose a lineman here, you lose a person has just one or two injuries offensively or defensively, and you change your scheme. And that's what it looked like. It looked like a beat up Seahawks team with injuries that were not big enough to take you out, but big enough to alter the game plan. And those little things, and you know, you play against good teams, obviously you get to the playoffs and everybody's good. They know how to shut down what would normally work, and then it takes healthy minds and healthy bodies to go and make something special, and we just didn't have it this year.
The team decided to part ways with their OC. What was your reaction to that move, and what do you personally think they should look for in a new OC?
I think that whenever you lose an OC, it's always about how you would scheme and how you shift off of game planning. And so there's probably a disconnect with what Russ does and what they want Russ to do with Schottenheimer's game planning. I think they're going to look for a coach, an OC that can actually run the ball and come up with some good running schemes that matches with Russell's talent, because he can do it all.
And Shaun, you're here on behalf of the FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year. In your opinion, who are the Air and Ground Players of the Year, and how can fans vote?
Yeah, so this is really exciting. So, the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Player of the Year, I won the Ground Player of the Year in 2005 when I won the MVP. And this is exciting. We've got three great Air nominees: Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. The running backs are super special because I knew two of them when they were freshmen in college, Derrick Henry and Alvin Kamara, and then also Dalvin Cook, who I just think is amazing. So between those six guys, the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Year award, we are going to find two winners, and we're going to give $20,000 on behalf of the winner in the cities that they play in our partnership with Direct Relief. And so the goal is to help create with that $40,000 is to use these emergency medical care bags, and each bag helps about 500 people. And the goal is to impact so many. We want to have the goal with FedEx to impact 500 or 50 million families by their 50th year, which is 2023.
Do you have a little bit of a say in the Ground Player of the Year? I want to know who's on your radar.
Well, I mean, you guys already know, like, Derrick Henry he's like a nephew to me. You know, I love him to pieces. I've watched him go from, a senior in high school and come down to visit Alabama, the great university, national champions, and to go and become a young man and to get into the NFL and play so well these last 2 years. So I've enjoyed my time of just watching him. We still text and talk consistently. So everything that he's getting, he works so hard for. So I'm just really proud of him. So I don't get the vote though. So let me start with that. But if I did, unbiasedly, it would be Derrick.
Yeah, exactly. And Derrick Henry, a Bama back like yourself, had an unreal stretch. You had an incredible run as well. You won MVP in 2005. You were 28, and Derrick Henry just turned 27. Are you nervous at all that his playing style doesn't translate to longevity in the NFL? Or what advice do you have for him about making sure he can maintain his play?
So even in the 20-some years that I've been on, so what's it, 15, I guess, since I've gosh, that's so crazy, So 15 years since 2005 when I won the MVP, the way people take care of their bodies is just so, the science behind it is so much greater, mentally, emotionally, physically. They've just got I remember when I sat in the infrared sauna and I was like, what is this? And like, yeah, it's kind of heating your body from the inside. I'm like, what? Okay, yeah. Those were just coming out, you know what I mean? And then you got the oxygen tanks, they got the cold tanks. They've got so many things to get your body to get back in a more natural way than even just pumping yourself full of medicines and vitamins, and and Derek is one of those guys that he is very focused and driven to take care of his body, and he does that very well. And so guys have a greater chance to be healthier a long way, from different exercises and different things you eat to how you can take care of it. So he's got a chance to play, 2, 3, 5 more years at this kind of level, where we were just learning that kind of stuff when I was there.
From your perspective, I mean, this past team was amazing, but Nick Saban, 7 rings. What makes him so successful in your mind, and his program at Alabama? How has he been able to create this dynasty for college football?
So Monica, let me explain to you how Alabama people really feel. Okay. We only think he's got 6, so we're gonna throw that out there first. We don't care what he did at that other school that we don't care. So it's 6 national championships.
Okay, my bad.
They're amazing.
Put me on. All right.
my oldest son was born in 2009, and this is all he knows. He knows, man. So we win every other year. I'm like, yep. It's so 6 championships in 12 years. It's so powerful and so amazing. We loved the fact that we got him. Shout outs to Ozzie Newsome for giving that call and be like, hey, I think we get Saban, when he was at Miami. And so shout outs to him for making that happen. But he is a guy that understands what it means to create the culture. And so in a time where you got kids opting out of their games because they want to get ready for the draft, we have kids jumping in. Everybody jumps back in. If the game was close, you would have saw, Devontae Smith tape up his finger and come back in the game. Like you got a little Jalen Waddle, on one foot playing in the game. You got people wanting to, this is the culture that we create. We all want to pass the legacy on that this is the greatest school in college football, and everybody's all in about it. Like, so guys come in and we reload, and we're not hating on each other. We want everybody to be great. We want all our records to be broken so that we keep on winning championships. This is our culture. And so he helped build that back up that was really missing, from the time when Gene Stallings left. And so I was there. I was the last recruit for Gene Stallings. And you could tell, like, right after my class leaves, it just falls off until Saban gets there.